Hello everybody, my name is Elijah. Welcome to PS85 Gaming. This is not a gaming video. This is not a tutorial video. This is an experiment video. A while back on a channel called MindChop, there were a few videos. There was one that actually explained that in a real-life scenario, in a situation where all you have is a can of Coke and a penny and a couple wires, or alligator clips, in a pinch, you could actually make a battery out of a soda pop can, or in particular a can of Coca-Cola. Um, and you could light an LED light with it. You could light an LED light with it, and it would make it a little bit light for you, so that you could see by it or whatever. You could make light. Just a cool little thing. So basically, I decided that I was going to go ahead and give it a try, and I don't think that it's going to work, to be honest with you. I don't think that the battery, I don't think that the acid in the Coca-Cola is going to be strong enough to actually power the LED light, for one. I don't think there's going to be enough voltage. I don't think there's going to be enough amperes or milliamps to light it. I think where this idea actually came from is inside of a car battery, you have a very, very strong sulfuric acid, which is used to basically produce a charge across a set of electron plates. But this acid in this Coca-Cola is not even close to that strong, not even nearly. We don't need 680 cold cranking amps to light an LED, and this LED is only a 1.5 volt white 10mm LED light, which I actually purchased 100 of them off of TataElectronics.com. And actually I get all of my electronic components off of TataElectronics.com now, because they are great with shipping, they are cheap, and their electronic components actually work really well. What is going on with my green screen? Hello. To the experiment? Alright. Okay guys, so we're here, and we're on the table here. We've got our very pretty can of Coca-Cola, which is not the normal can of Coca-Cola, but I liked it because of the colors, the red, white, and the blue. I'm proud to be an American. Everybody say it. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. Okay, so we have that, and we have our LED light, or bag thereof, or another bag of them, or possibly another bag of them, or another bag of them, or maybe, how about a couple more bags of them? How about the whole bag of them, and then wire and PC boards and all this other stuff? Let's pull out our LED lights here. These are white. These are low energy. They're white. They're 10mm. So let's try them. These look like they would be adequate for something like this. Let's get all this stuff out of the way here. Move it all over here off the camera here. Choose a color, any color LED light, and I probably have it, and wire. Okay, we have an LED light, which is a 10mm and looks like this. A very large LED light. It's going to be white. We'll set it right here. Whoa, it rolls away. We'll put it right here. And it rolls away again. Here's another one for good measure. Okay, they're all over the place, aren't they? They just roll around. Okay, those are 10mm white LED lights. And before we pop the top on our pop can, our Coca-Cola, we are going to go ahead and trim our wire. Well, that's not in the camera. There we go. Trim our wire. And we are going to get a penny. Like that. Okay. Now, from what people are saying on the internet, the LED light should be able to light up just like so off of the acid that's in a can of Coke. And the principle behind it does make sense because you have copper, which generally has a positive flow, electron flow for positives, and you've got your electrolyte here, which has an acid in it, which is your Coca-Cola, and you have your outside of your can, which would be your negative, in other words. LED lights are polarized. In other words, you can only hook it up one way. Your negative would be your pop can, and your negative is actually the long lead right here. I don't know if you can see it. Or that's actually the cathode. It's called a cathode. The negative is a cathode. The short lead is your positive or your anode. Okay? So basically, if we have a long wire and we put this on the anode and drop it in the electrolyte. Hi, Sapphire. You hear Sapphire? She's cute and she's fuzzy and she's shedding. So basically, yeah, okay. So in theory, it does make sense. Although, my prediction is that the acid in this will not be strong. There goes my LED again. And it's back. My prediction is that the acid in this pop is not going to be strong enough to power this LED. It's not going to have the right voltage, it's not going to have enough milliamps, and it's not going to be able to power it. This is a white LED. White LEDs generally use less current than, like, say, red or yellow LEDs. But blue, green, and white generally use less current. Um, so basically, I'm thinking that also this penny is not going to provide enough surface area to be able to conduct enough, to make enough electron flow in order to make the circuit actually work either. So my prediction is that we basically just waste a can of Coke. But everybody on the internet, including a lot of the popular, like Mindbender and that kind of stuff, they actually say that it will work. And this is a big can of Coca-Cola too. This is a actual 16 fluid ounce can. So basically what your acid is actually phosphoric acid or phosphoric acid. And that's actually the main one of the main things that they cut all the sugar with in these. And as most of you probably know, I'm diabetic, so I would not be drinking this anyway. I will not be drinking this after the experiment. However, I am going to warn you first off that you do not want to drink Coca-Cola that has had copper or lead in this case in it, because those the copper isn't necessarily toxic, but think about all the places that this penny has been. Never put money in your mouth. That's just disgusting. Whose hands have been on it? Think about it. What did they do with those hands before handling this money? You don't want all that in your mouth. That's just gross. In this case, we're going to have lead solder on the end of this wire, and because copper bonds with lead so easily for soldering purposes and that sort of thing, we can actually get away with doing this. We're going to bond this with the solder to the wire, and then we'll drop it in here, and we're just going to tie off to the pop tap like this, wrap it around so that we've got a good electrical connection. All right. Begin experiment. Well, okay, I've got to do a little bit of setup first. So I'll fast forward through this and we'll go ahead and solder this onto here and get it ready to go. All right? I'll be right back. All right, guys. So basically, what we want to do first, and we don't have a holder for our project while we solder it. So what we want to do first of all, it looks like this wire might be tinned already, but just to be sure, I'm going to go ahead and put a coating of lead on it already. And basically, what we're going to do, oh boy. Usually people have a clip or a stand that they can put like the wire in and then have it hold it while they tin it, and I don't have that. So okay, we're back. I've devised a solution. It's not the greatest solution, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to clamp the wire in these needle nose pliers right here, like so, because I don't have a clamp, and I'm going to go ahead and tin the wire. I'm going to move my keyboard out of the way because it's brand new. This is the Logitech K400. And I'm going to move my soda can out of the way. We're going to go ahead and tin the wire very, very carefully here. And it's good to have safety glasses on while you do this, or goggles, because the lead, the solder, can actually splash. And you just want to give it, wait for your solder gun to heat up a little bit. And the light bulb has long since burned out of this, so it don't work no more. So you want to very, very carefully, do not breathe this smoke, by the way. That is lead. It will hurt your lungs. It will make you cry. It will make you sad. And then it will make your doctor cry. And your mother will cry. And it can cause cancer, by the way. Did I mention that it causes cancer? Okay, use in a well-ventilated area. All right. So, with the warnings out of the way, we're going to press our thingy onto our penny here, and I'm going to use the pliers on top of it to hold it down while I apply a generous coat of molten lead, which should stick the wire to our penny. And this is not how they said to do it. They said to actually use alligator clips to do it. But since I don't have any alligator clips either, I know, right? I'm well prepared. We're going to do it this way because we know how to solder. Put a generous coating of lead on our penny and our wire. And this is going to be the positive. This is going to be your anode. So let's see if we actually... Oh, we didn't hold it in place well enough, apparently, because... Yeah, no, it's still moving. Okay, we're going to have to heat it up a little bit more and stick it down. But that's part of the reason why I tinned the wire as well, so that the wire would definitely stick to the solder. Now, the penny, it don't want to stick so well. But that's okay, because we'll make it stick one way or another. And you got to remember that nowadays, pennies are not entirely made of copper. They are, from what I hear, I'm not sure on this, they are mostly zinc and nickel mix. I know, right? Making a penny out of nickel. That's cheating, right? So we're going to blow on it. Get it nice and cool. And voila, our penny is stuck to our wire temporarily. You just want to be very careful with that, because if the solder breaks loose, then you'll have to redo it all over again. We got our handy dandy crimping tool, and we want to drop this to about, I would say, right somewhere in here or in the middle of the can. We don't want it to go all the way down to the bottom and touch the aluminum on the outside of the can, because that's your ground. You're basically creating a short circuit, which I very highly doubt would make even a spark, but you never know. I mean, it would, at the very least, it would make the experiment no longer work. So we're going to go ahead and cut our wire here. Crimp our wire here. And attach, since this is our positive, attach it to the short lead on our LED light. Right? That's right. Be careful with these leads on these LEDs also, because they have a tendency, if you bend them too much, they'll break. Alright, cut another piece of wire, and we are underway here. This is going to happen fast. And we're going to attach it to the cathode, which is the long lead on the LED. And give it a shorter crimp, shorter length, because it's just going to the pop tap, remember? We probably should use a resistor, but since I've got like a million of these LEDs, and I don't really care if I burn one of them out, and I highly doubt I'm going to get anything out of it anyway, let's live a little dangerously. Alright, so we are ready. I'm going to move all this out of the way because we're probably going to make a mess. This is cool to the touch. Yes, it is cool to the touch, so I can set it over there. Get rid of all these little pieces of insulation from my wire. Throw them in the garbage. Move these over here out of camera range. And we're going to pop the top. Right? Instead of breaking the top off of it, we want to connect this. First twist it up so it's nice and one solid piece. Wrap it around there like that. That should be your ground. And when we drop this penny, didn't get it long enough, so it didn't go on there. Let's strip it a little bit more. A little bit more. Wrap it back around, because when you strip it, it comes unraveled. We're going to wrap it around here. We're going to twist it around. We're going to basically wrap it around itself. Only the metal around the metal on the wire. And we're going to drop the penny in. And this is aiming at the camera. Moment of truth. Ready, guys? Let's see what happens. We have nothing. Nothing at all, guys. Not even a little light. Now, I know some of you are going to say, okay, well, maybe the copper part is actually the negative and not the positive. So, just to see, we'll reverse these and see if it does anything. See if it works reversed. We'll take this off of here and this off of here. We'll wrap them around the opposite leads of the LED. And we still get nothing. See? It's hooked up. It should be lit up right now. It's not doing nothing, guys. Well, maybe a penny is not sufficient for the positive in this particular project. So, what if we wiped it down with something? I've got a red towel here. We'll wipe it down, and we'll solder another penny to it, maybe. I have a penny. There's another penny. So we'll put another bead of solder on this. Well, we gotta hold it down because it wants to run away on us. And we'll get another bead of solder. And we'll stick it to the other penny. Okay, we'll let it heat up a little here. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this penny and I'm going to put a bead of solder on it as well. And then between the two of them, the solder should stick them together and make electrical contact. Now, if this doesn't work, the only thing I can really say is that it's most likely a myth, that it does not work. Whoa, there goes our bead of solder. Ow, that's hot. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okay, heat it up, get it to stick. Now, the other thing is, remember what I was saying before about the pennies. They are not entirely made of copper anymore. They've switched to using a lot cheaper materials to make them, a lot cheaper metals. And that may or may not have something specifically or inadvertently to do with this process not working. So we're going to blow on it. Do not breathe the smoke when you blow on it. Okay, let's see if we're cooled down. Well, the penny kind of acts like a heat sink, you know it? A little bit do. Ow! Still a little hot though. Okay, so basically, we'll put that on there and we'll heat it up. Heat it up. Mash it together. Let's just let it heat up. I know I'm probably going to be burning my table because one penny's probably going to get hotter than the other, but the top penny probably should get the hottest. So, and it's a pretty tough table. Probably should have something metal underneath it to insulate it. And I don't even know if my solder iron's going to get hot enough, to be honest with you, to melt the solder in between the two pennies. I somehow doubt it. It got hot enough. So I've fused the two pennies together. Once it dries, they should be fused together on the same two. Once again, I repeat, do not drink the Coca-Cola after you finish this experiment. Lead is toxic. Pennies are very grody and germy as well. So, if you drink the Coca-Cola, then you're doing it at your own risk, and remember that I told you not to. So, don't get me in trouble. I told you not to. Burn my keyboard, I'll be mad. Okay, so this hopefully stuck. Yes, it is stuck. They are stuck together. Now let's see if maybe it will light up. Ooh, it's still hot. It's still hot. Okay, remember we've reversed the leads, so we need to reverse them again. Wait, it's bubbling. Now the positive. Now the can is on the negative, on the cathode, and the penny is on the positive. And we've still got nothing. Nothing at all. Not even a dim little light. And we'll move it through the can. Even with two pennies, it doesn't do any good. It doesn't change anything, sadly. So, yeah, I'm going to say with a certain degree of certainty that this myth is actually busted. Now, there may be certain other drinks out there that have more acid content in them that may actually be able to do this. I'm anxious to try it with Surge or maybe even Diet Coke, something like that. And if you guys would like to see that experiment sometime in the future, leave me a comment and let me know that you would like to see that. Otherwise, I'm calling this one a bust, and we're hanging it up. We're throwing in the towel. Thank you all so much for watching. And you have a good day, and peace out. Okay, so basically we didn't do it exactly right. What they're saying is that there is a plastic or an insulative layer inside the can. So they told you to cut off the top of the can and rub it down with like some steel wool or something. Well, I'm really not seeing any plastic type material in here. So what I'm going to do, I've cut the top off the can, and if I can do this without cutting myself here, I'm going to just go in here and I'm going to use this little piece here, since I don't have any steel wool, to kind of scrape the inside of the can. Okay, maybe use my cutters. I don't have any steel wool. I don't have any steel wool. Maybe you guys do at home, but be very careful. So using the same, let's see if I can find a knife or something. Okay, so basically I've got a knife here. I don't have any steel wool. This is my fillet knife, and it's going to make it very dull, I'm sure. But I highly doubt that there is any. Well, maybe there is. I don't know. I don't know what this is, but maybe that's what causes it. But you shouldn't need a whole serious lot of surface area in here to make your cathode side. And remember, we have made this already. So basically, we've taken the Coca-Cola out. Beautiful color, right? And we poured it into another container. So we're going to pour it back into this container without making a mess, hopefully. Fizzy. And we're going to actually use our voltmeter here, because they say that it actually could produce up to 1.5 volts. I'm sorry, my camera is messing up. It's stuck. I've got it taped up here because I don't have a tripod that could go from the top. Anyway, okay, we've got our voltmeter here. And our voltmeter, whoops, in place of our LED light, we'll turn that on, we'll put it on volts, and we'll put it on range. Let's say our range should be, well, what is our range? Oh, let's see. Our range should be, we'll do it like this. The decimal is actually right there. So that should tell us what point what. We're actually looking for 1.5 volts, so let's see if we can just go there. See? And that's touching my skin. That is just touching my skin. That's just in the atmosphere right there. Let's see if you can see that. Yeah, see, that's just in the atmosphere right there. That 0.1. So that should tell us something. Okay, so without even having the copper penny on it at all, what do we get when we dip it into the Coca-Cola? We get 0.01, 0.05, 0.06, 0.07. That's not even an eighth of a volt. So I'm gonna lick my lids. Yummy. Yummy. Okay. Seriously though, don't do that. I didn't do that. Don't do that. Okay. So now we're gonna just take our penny that we made on the little string wire. We're going to dip it in there. And now we don't really have anything to grip onto, but that's okay because the edge of our can, and we want to hook this up to our positive lead for our voltmeter. Oops, came undone. These things are hard to work with. We'll hold it on there. And then we're just going to touch the outside of the can and see what we actually get. We get about a fourth of a volt. 0.469. Is that going to be enough to light an LED light? Let's see. And this is with 2 pennies actually, so hopefully it will light it up. Let's see if it works. Okay, we've got the penny in the solution of Coca-Cola, and let's see if it works. I don't see much, if any, light here, guys. Not much. No, I don't see any light. Well, it could be barely lighting up. I'm not sure. No, I don't think so. No, nope, no light. Okay, had we reversed the leads before? Yes, we had. So let's reverse the leads and see if we get anywhere. And this is following exactly what they had said in their tutorial also. So hopefully we can get something out of it. I don't know. I had to drain a little bit of the drink down because no, we're still getting nothing. That little bit of reflection light, you see that white thing right in the middle of the circle? That is what is actually supposed to be lighting up, not the outside clear lens. That light that you're seeing is actually from my monitor, that reflection right there. So that's not what we're looking for. But they also said in the video that if you need more energy, you can add salt.
This isn't much power at all, but you can increase it by adding salt or attaching multiple cans.
Which I don't see how salt would really work. In fact, it would render the acid actually pretty much useless, because salt, as you all know, is made of sodium chloride, which is sodium, which is a very strong base. And if you put an acid and a base together, basically you get a neutral. So you're basically taking away from the acid that's in the solution, if you see what I mean. So I don't see how that would actually work. If we added salt to it, we could basically consider our experiment pretty much over. So let's pour, just out of curiosity, let's pour this back into here, and let's try something else. How about some apple cider vinegar? Let's try apple cider vinegar. It's a strong acid. It's stronger acid than the Coca-Cola, I would say. We'll pour it in here. Not too much, of course. About there is fine, probably. And we'll see if we get any more voltage out of that than we did the other. And we're using our rig that we set up before, that we built. We're going to take the LED off of it for the moment. And we're going to put our hot lead, positive lead, from our voltmeter on it. Drop the penny in the apple cider vinegar and see if maybe this helps. We get 0.3, it's still moving, about 0.300 of a volt. So, no go there. Now, the curious thing that I'm very curious about is, what if we were to actually put a charge on it and try to charge it up like an actual battery? Now, would that actually produce a charge? I mean, because if you think about it, in a car battery, you have electron plates, which are usually copper and lead, and you have a strong acid, sulfuric acid, and then you have another plate, copper and lead, that basically it's your negative. Your negative, and you got your positive, which is copper. And you got a strong acid. Let's see if the apple cider vinegar might possibly light up the LED. I doubt it, but it's possible. You got, okay, we had reversed the leads on this, so, and LEDs are polarized, so let's switch them back. One more here. Just out of pure, unadulterated curiosity, let's see what happens. LED light? Nope, no light. That is not, here. I'm going to turn that light off, turn this light off, turn that light off. I got so many lights on right now. Okay, now I've made it very dark in here. So you should be able to see if it lights at all. Okay? Anything at all? No. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nope. So I'm going to say that pretty much the experiment, this is a no-go. However, I am curious about one thing. I know that I don't believe that there is actually a plastic coating inside of the Coca-Cola can. I will look up more information as far as tutorials and whatnot uh, on how to do this. If there is another way to do this, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Well, let's see. We'll just drop the pop tap in there. I know pop taps are conductive. Anything at all. Maybe not enough surface area, but I somehow doubt it. There is nothing there. So I figured I had done it incorrectly by basically just dropping it, the penny into the aluminum can, and then attaching the negative or cathode of the LED to the pop tap, right? Well, if you look at this, I'm going to pour this out right quick. Pour it out. I'm going to pour it back into the bottle because we can use it for something else some other time. I use it a lot for cleaning. Just a second. I use white vinegar and apple cider vinegar for cleaning a lot, and I also use it to get rid of fleas on my dog, and it actually does work for that quite well. They don't like it, they go away from it, and now I am curious, what if we poured a little bit of apple cider vinegar in here? Because it is a strong acid. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Well, we got a little leak. We'll tape that up. No worries. Here. Ew, we have made a mess. Yuck, yuck, yuck. And Coca-Cola's, I don't like Coca-Cola. It's kind of gross. Tastes horrible to me. Never have liked it, probably never will. But that was what was required for this experiment, so... And we've definitely wasted a can of Coke now because we've just added apple cider vinegar to it. So now I'm curious to see if we get anything else out of it. We added the apple cider vinegar because apple cider vinegar is a very strong acid, is a pretty strong acid anyway, and we're still getting nothing. We get a light anything. I don't believe we will get anything out of this, guys. We've definitely ruined the can of Coke, and we're still not getting any light out of it. Ain't nobody drinking that. That's a yucky concoction. If I had some sulfuric acid, which I do not, and I don't usually mess around with things like that because that's kind of volatile, I might be able to show you what it would do if it was a strong enough acid, but I can't think of anything right off the top of my head that would be a strong acid that I would have in the household. Now I know a lot of you are thinking like drain cleaner or bleach or something like that, but the fact of the matter is you need an acid to basically make a battery. And bleach and drain cleaner, while they will burn you like an acid, they are not acids. They're actually very, very strong base fluids. They're base solutions. The difference between an acid and a base is your pH. Your pH on an acid will be low, like really low, and your pH on an acid will be really high. So, and it just basically comes down to, I may have said that wrong. But anyway, oh, I think I may have gotten some of that on my meter. In conclusion, it does not work. It doesn't work. It makes me sad because I was actually kind of hopeful that it would, but it's not going to work. Alright, guys. We'll see you later. So, in conclusion, I would say, number one, we have wasted a can of Coke. A perfectly good can of Coke. However, not a Diet Coke, so I can't drink it, and I don't drink diet drinks anyway, but, it basically didn't work. Thank you for sticking with me throughout this video. I know it's kind of long, kind of lengthy, but kind of fun. If you guys would like to see me try it with other drinks, what is going on with this green screen? Hello! If you guys would like to see me try it with other drinks like Surge or Diet Coke, or maybe if I stay back here. Nope. What's going on with this? Move this over. Nope. Move that. Nope. Wow, what's going on? Oh, sorry guys. If you guys would like to see me try it with a can of Surge, a can of Diet Coke, perhaps a, I don't know, milk or something like that, leave me a comment below and I will respond to your comments. Let me know. And as always, if you like the video, be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel for more videos, interesting videos, gaming videos, tutorial videos, let's play videos, walkthroughs, and just in general interesting videos. This channel is mostly about gaming. I do have a secondary channel called Red Yoshi 1985, and it is youtube.com/user/redyoshi1985. there's some more videos on there that you guys can watch if you want as well, and please subscribe to that one if you feel like you want to. Thank you so much for watching this green screen. Oh my gosh, usually it works fine. I don't know what is going on with it today. Maybe over here. Not enough light. Ah, okay, I see. Now it's working. There just wasn't enough light. Ah, now there's definitely not enough light. I broke the bulb. I broke the light! It's okay, I got a spare bulb. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out.